Welcome everyone to the Moodle and Training Material webinar series. Today we are going to be discussing accessing Moodle and the TML system. If you haven't started yet, I sent out a poll to everyone to introduce yourself a little bit while we get our introductions out of the way. So I am Megan Price. I am the Director of Innovation here at Alive Tech. I've been at the company for a few years, and I've worked pretty closely with the union for the last 2 years, working on projects such as the Tower Cranes curriculum, seat basic operators training, and most recently, I worked on the forklift operator training course.
Hi, my name's Cassandra Stevens. I'm the Director of Client Services here at Alive Tech. I've been working with the union since 2009. We first started developing courses such as hand tools and fasteners, and all the way up till today. So many of you may have had a walkthrough when we moved from Blackboard to Moodle with me. And this series will have Megan and I conducting all of the videos in this series. A few housekeeping items. Today's webinar is going to be approximately 1 hour, 30 minutes of us talking about the TML and Moodle, and then a half hour for questions and answers. And all participants are muted. Please type any questions into the chat box, and then we'll answer them at the end in the Q&A session.
All right, the whole purpose of us being here is to make sure that you understand these resources that you have available to you, and make sure that you get to move forward using them in a way that you're confident with the materials, okay? We want this to be tailored to your specific needs. So at the end of each webinar, we are going to ask you for some feedback as to what topics you would like to cover. So go ahead and start thinking now about what you might be most interested in learning more about.
The webinar recordings will be available on the IOE NTF Training Supports YouTube channel within 24 hours of the recording. And if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you will be notified when a new video is available.
All right, we have planned out sessions from now until the end of July, and we are going to be hosting 2 a month. Each one of them is going to become increasingly more complex. So we're starting simple with the most basic pieces. And then the second session in each month will extend into more advanced topics. And we'd like to continue this process going through till we get everyone to that higher mastery level. So our first session is going to focus on just accessing these resources. So we have 3 main points that we're going to cover today. And based off of our introduction poll, it looks like we're in a good place for today. It looks like this is a great place for us to start. So the first one is going to be differentiating Moodle and the TML. How are they similar? How can they be used in tandem? Okay, then we're going to look at accessing them. Now that we know what they are, how do we get to them? How do we log in? And then finally, when you need additional help, how are you going to contact support? Okay, so let's start with just understanding how these two, what these two resources are and how they can work in tandem. And I come from a background in teaching, so I'm going to use a teaching analogy because I think that it really helps get the point across. Think of Moodle like your classroom, right? That's where all of your teaching materials are located. That's where your course is held. Then you have the TML, and I like to think of it like the filing cabinet in the teacher's lounge, where you have all these different resources from all these different teachers. And sometimes you might want to look through there for some new ideas or new strategies, resources you can use in tandem with what you're already doing. That's what Moodle and TML work like. They work in tandem in a way that you can have your course and supplement additional resources. So let's go ahead and look at each one of them individually. Moodle, like I said, is like your classroom. Okay, it has pre-built courses either that we have provided to you through the National Training Fund, or courses maybe that your local or another local has built into Moodle. It contains all the required content that you need in order to successfully teach the course. Okay, that can include instructor manuals, student workbooks, the actual presentations themselves, and sometimes we can even have student-led activities in there so that the student can actually be involved in Moodle, utilize those resources as you see fit in order to help facilitate their learning process. Okay, this is all set up in a very easy to follow format. We like to set it up as sessions to make it very easy for your instructor to walk into that room and teach a class, even if they haven't taught it before. Okay, so now let's look at the TML system. This is a little bit different. It's not the classroom, but it's a collection of resources. And those resources can be used in your class. Okay, you can take these resources and apply them to the class that you're working with, even though they're not necessarily built into the Moodle site. Okay, these resources come from a lot of different places. They can be shared by locals. So you could look at resources provided by other locals. Some of those are resources that the NTF will be providing or a Live Tech will add as we're building courses for you. But it's essentially that filing cabinet system, right? But virtually. So it has all these resources, sort by different tags if you want to look for things about forklifts or excavators, or just browse if you're not quite sure what it is you are looking for. Now, this has restricted access. Okay, so not everyone will have access to the training management library. Okay, this is for instructors and training directors, but we'll get into that a little bit more in detail later on.
Now, we can check to see if you have access to the TML. The TML is located on the IOE website at ioe.org. And you can click login at the top of the page, enter your username and password. Then once logged in, up at the top in the blue area, you'll see the training tab. Click the training tab. And then after the training tab, you'll see the bottom section load, and under the in this section menu, click Training Management Library. After clicking Training Management Library, you'll see then the View the Library button or Access dashboard. If after clicking the training tab at the top, you do not see Training Management Library on the left, that means you don't have access, but don't worry, we will get you access. Now, depending which button you want to click, View the Library is going to take you to look at the collections that have been uploaded by locals. And then the blue Access Dashboard button will allow you to then share with other locals. So you would access your dashboard, submit your content, and then the approver at IOE, depending if it's for H&P or stationary, the approver will approve your collection. And then other locals will be able to then find your content.
So let's give you a moment to try accessing the TML. I just launched a poll that you can let us know whether or not you can access or cannot, or if you'll try after the webinar and we can check in with you then.
Looks like a few cannot access, and we will definitely get that access for you.
Yeah, as we said, feel free to finish answering the poll question. If you were not able to access, we can reach out to you after the webinar and help with that process. All right, so I said earlier that not everyone is going to be able to access the TML system. As of right now, the only individuals that should have access are going to be the training directors and anyone at your local that the training director has identified as an instructor. Okay, so there are a couple of steps that might take to get those people into the system, but don't worry, we can definitely help you with that process. If you're having issues getting access, email support or submit a ticket, and we will review how to do that later on. Okay. And the reason we don't provide access to everyone here is for the integrity of the content that's included in the TML. So this system includes things that the students should not have access to, like tests, answer guides, other instructional materials. So it's important that they aren't given access to everything in this collection. Now, if there are resources in the collection you would like your class to have access to, that is something that you can do. You can provide them with access by sharing the files directly with the students. This is a really great feature. It allows you to share resources for a limited amount of time. And we'll go more in detail about this in an upcoming session.
Now that you know how to log into the TML, let's look at logging into Moodle. But first, you have to find and make sure that you're on the right site. So if you're teaching a course at iTech or taking a course at iTech, or you're participating in the Stationary Engineers Training Program exams, which used to be the Scantron exams, that are now in that online format, you'd log into iTech's Moodle at ioentf.training. The name here on the left, next to the IOE logo, that's the name of the site, and that name does change. That's a little indicator as to which site you're on. Now to log in, you can click login at the top right of the page or my courses. Both will take you to the login screen. And this layout is pretty general and standard across all Moodle sites. Now the login screen, you can see here, the name of the site is repeated, ioentf.training. So another indicator as to which site you're on. Why this is important is your username and password on your Moodle site will not work on any other Moodle site. So if you're trying to log into iTech's Moodle while accessing your courses on your Moodle site, the login's going to fail. If you cannot remember your password, you can of course click the forgot password link, and then you'll get an email with a link to then reset your password. Otherwise, you can click support, and through the support site, you can also submit a ticket. So the help desk, we can reset your password for you. And this will be for anyone who has an account in Moodle. So whether it's a student account for a member, or a teacher account for an instructor, or a manager account for a training director or admin. But more often than not, you're probably going to be logging into your Moodle site. Now, your Moodle site has a similar web address, except for it has local, then the number, and then .ioentf.training. So the first part is your local. Which local are you? The number could be varied from 1 to 3 numbers. Then .ioentf. I like to remember this by who's paying for it. And then .training, what you're here to do. So for instance, local 9 would be local9.ioentf.training. Local 39 would be local 39.ioentf.training. There are a few instances where there's some extra letters in there. So if your local expands across many states, then we may also put a state indicator in that link. Now, here's an example of local 324 in Michigan, which is Megan and I's home state. We can tell that we're on their Moodle site by their logo at the top left and by the name of their site, Local 324 Training. As well, they submitted an image for the background of their training site. So if you do have a Moodle site and you have that iTech photo in the back and you have a photo of your training site, you can go ahead and submit it to the support desk, and we're happy to change that background for you. Now, the way of logging in, whether you're on iTech site or your Moodle site, is the same by clicking login or my courses. And then again, the site name is on the login screen, so you can ensure that you're on the correct site. And same username, which is most often going to be the email, but that is also up to the local password, and then click login. If you cannot remember your password, you can click forget password or submit a ticket for the support site. Now, if you need support, there are multiple ways you can seek support. We have a support site and a support widget where you can find text instructions, you can watch the YouTube videos, there's a link to our YouTube channel, or you can submit a support ticket to reach my team. You may also email the support team directly to open up a new ticket. And then if a support situation is better served during a call, we're happy to schedule a Zoom meeting. So first, let's talk about the support site. When you're in a course or any page in Moodle, whether it's before logging in or after logging in, there is a link to the support site. Here at the top, you can see the word support. Clicking support will take you to the support site. As you can see, there's at the top, there's a link to the YouTube videos. You can enter a search term into the search box, and it will show you all of the solutions that have that search term in there. Or you can submit a new support ticket by clicking the new support ticket link. Once clicking the new support ticket link, you are taken to the support form. You'll type in your email address, so we have a way of reaching back to you, your local union number. So if you are coming from local 324, you would put 324 there. A subject, just describing the nature of the issue, and then a description. Submit the ticket, and then you will receive an email confirmation that the support desk did receive your ticket, and an agent will be reaching out to you. You can also write in the description or the subject line whether you just want to skip directly to scheduling a Zoom meeting. We find, while we do have a support phone number, we find it's sometimes difficult to really help over the phone without being able to see your screen. So if you would like to chat with us, we'll just go ahead and get you a Zoom meeting. Now, also within Moodle, at the bottom right of the page is a little support widget. And the support widget is tied to the support site. So after clicking the widget, you can type that key term again into the search area, and it will show you all of the solutions that mention that. You can also open up a support ticket directly from the chat widget, so you're never leaving Moodle. Click contact us, enter the same details as you would on the submit a new ticket form, and the same process, you'll get an email sent back to you confirming that we did receive your support request, and then an agent will get back to you, and then the agent will then respond to you. Now, if you're already in your email inbox and it may just be easier just to shoot off a quick email, you can email support@ioentf.training. And that goes to the ticketing system where it will open up a new support ticket. You will also get that return email saying that we received your support request. And then, as I mentioned before, we're happy to hop on a Zoom meeting. Sometimes it's just a little bit easier if you ask us how to set maybe an override for a particular user on a quiz. It may just be easier for us to send you a quick little video, or for both of us to meet and we can discuss how to do it, maybe some alternatives. And then, of course, the recording will be sent to you if you would like it after the meeting. And those are the ways to seek support.
All right, so now we would like to open the floor for any questions and discussions that you would like to have about this topic of accessing the different resources available for teaching. Okay, so what would be on each one, anything like that. One question I would like to cover that was asked a few minutes ago, which I think is something that's really important, is knowing where to go to access a list of courses that are available. So we kind of showed the page, but we didn't necessarily go in detail about this. Cassandra, would you mind showing us that information? Where can I go if I want to know what courses are available to me?
That's a great question. So first, it's going to depend if you're looking for a course already on your site, or if you're looking at just a course that's available to be added to your site. So if we are just looking, so I'm just going to use Local 324 as an example. To look at a course that might be available to be added to your Moodle site, but may not necessarily be on your Moodle site, you can look at the NTF catalog here. This is before logging in. And then this are courses that are available that have been created, most of them by LiveTech, and are available to share with any Moodle site. Now, if you're looking for the courses that are available on your Moodle site, then after logging in, you are taken to the dashboard. But if you're not enrolled in any courses, you won't see anything under course overview. Clicking home will then show all the courses that are available on your Moodle site. As you can see here, they have quite a few of the courses. Now, accessing these courses will depend on how your site is set up. Usually courses are set up to be manual enrollment. So if a member or student account would like access to a course that they are not enrolled in, it may require someone at the local to then manually enroll them. There are also is a way to open up enrollment for a course by allowing anyone with an account to just click a title and get instant access, and that's self-enrollment.
We will talk more about enrollments in another session, so don't worry if you're not quite sure how to do that. We will discuss it. Okay. But great, so now we've seen how to access courses within your own Moodle and courses that NTF offers. Both of them can be accessed right there on your Moodle launch page before you log in. We just got another question asking about if you can print materials from the TML system. The answer is yes, you absolutely can. We'll have a whole training on it, but if you see, as Cassandra is showing us, if you wanted, let's say, to download this manual, when you click on it, it will automatically go to your downloads.
Clicking the magnifying glass will open up a preview of it if you'd rather look at it before you download it.
And then you can see when she clicked on it, it downloaded to her history. So you'll be able to print those materials and distribute them as necessary for the courses. Now, again, that is separate from the courses that we've built into Moodle. Some of our newer courses are in the TML, but for example, the newest forklifts is not in the TML system. Resources to use with the new forklift course are in the TML.
And if anyone would like a list of all possible courses that could be available to you, just let us know. And Chuck at 68, I will send you that list. Vincent asks if we are going to be adding multi-factor authentication, for example, some extra cybersecurity to the logins. That is a great question, and I can check on that and get back to you. Hey, Tim, can we link items in the TML to the Moodle courses? So you can download content from the TML to then add to a Moodle course. You wouldn't be able to link to something specific if you found the item link in a collection because you have to be authenticated in order to see it. So you could share the content from the TML via the share functionality, but you have to actually type email addresses into that to be shared. So not currently can you directly link to a PDF, a PowerPoint in the TML due to the authentication that is required. But that's a great question. Okay, I will also send the list of courses. And in that list, I will cross off any courses that you already have, and then you can see what courses may be available. Now, if you do see something in the TML, so for instance, drones in construction is a collection in the TML, and a local wanted that into Moodle. So they asked us to then take that course from the TML and add it into Moodle. So we did that. That's also a service that you can ask us to do through the support system. So through the support site, if there is a collection in the TML currently that is not in Moodle and you would like us to set that up for you, save you a little bit of time, we're happy to do that. So speaking of which, if you would like drones in construction, let me know.
The same goes for if you're looking at the NTF course catalog and you see a course that you don't currently have but would like, you can also reach out to support to get that added to your own Moodle instance. Correct, Cassandra?
Yes.
Yes.
And in the TML, if there is a subject that you are not finding, please let us know. We also do the first level of support for the TML. And we do report back to IUOE any subjects that we cannot find in the TML. So they can either look in for their own resources and see if they can contribute to that subject matter and upload. Or when we go to discuss new courses, then we refer back to that list for possible course titles. Okay, any other questions?
Well, along with questions for that you have, we also want to get your feedback on other webinar topics that you would like to cover. So I'm going to send out a poll right now while we finish up with questions that you can start thinking through that answer with. Okay, so I sent it out. You have time to look at it. We just got in another question. Is there a limit on what we can add on number of courses?
There is no limit to the number of courses on your Moodle site, the number of users on your Moodle site, the size of the data or of the content on your site. So you can add as much as you like. Now, I will say in the TML, if you have a lot of videos, you might want to split that collection up. If a collection is a few gigabytes in the TML, it may time out if someone tries to go back in and download that collection. If you do ever experience a timeout in the TML, please let the support desk know. We work with the creators of the TML to then fix the issue, and that may be something easy for them to fix, or we might be able to download that content for you and send it to you in small batches, or you can as well. You can pick and choose which pieces of a collection you'd like to download.
Now, Cassandra, what if there is a course that I need that's specific to my local, that is not currently offered? How would I handle that situation?
Yes, a lot of locals have courses that are only on their site and it's specific to them. So you would create a new course shell. And we have plenty of topics on the support site as well. You can set up a Zoom and we can walk you through it. But you would create a course shell, upload your own content, create the quizzes. And now if you wanted to then share that course with another local who might be in your area, you can make a backup of the course on your Moodle site, hand that backup over to someone with their own Moodle site, or you can give it to the support desk and we can do this. And then that local will then restore the course. So we can do Moodle to Moodle course copies.
Great. And if that was confusing, you should continue to come to our webinar series in which we will walk you through this process over the next few months. So you'll have even more access to that information. All right. I appreciate everyone who's been adding to the additional webinar topics poll. That's going to help us while we move forward, trying to create better webinar series for you that cover what you need and when. Okay. We appreciate all of you being here with us today. To make sure that we're doing our best for you, we do have a small survey that we would love for you to answer for us, just to give us a little understanding of how well we did and what we can do to make it even better for you in the future. So if you would please fill that out for us, I appreciate your participation today.
Okay, great. Well, thank you everybody for your time. If you have any questions or you need to reach us, please email support@ioentf.training or click support on the site and submit a ticket and we will get back to you. And I will be reaching out to those who I need to get more information to. Thank you. Have a great day.